Good morning, everybody. It's Russ Fitzpatrick. I'm working with you guys to try to figure out if the Essential Employee Relocation Network is the place for you. I want to give you a little bit of my background as we get to know each other better and see if I can help you with realtor referred production and consumer direct production. I started real estate in '86 and started selling mortgages in the '90s through a home bank mortgage out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I've been in the real estate mortgage business my entire life. About 5 years ago, I was hired by a billionaire to spend $100,000 a month in lead gen. And his conundrum was that he would build the consumer direct relationship, and then he wanted to refer them out to realtors like Opt City did. But he didn't have Opt City money. He had a plan, but he didn't have a way to execute it, and he didn't realize how difficult it would be for the realtors to close the deals that he was referring to them through consumer direct. So my answer to that was to create a business to business network of top realtors that were already vetted and really were committed to the network itself. So when you see that sign on the right hand side of your screen, you see this, ivory tower executive looking down on the mortgage industry saying, man, I need to build realtor referral business, but I also need to build consumer direct business. What do I do? What do I do? And a lot of your mortgage bankers, especially the MBAs, are like, hire them all, let God sort them out. Let's just hire 6,000 MLOs, and some of them will do a deal a month and some of them will do 10 deals a month, but we don't care. We're just going to manage the retail sales force without really investing any of our own energy in the sales force's effectiveness. We're just going to wait and see that some MLOs do a deal or two a month and some MLOs do 6, 8, 10 deals a month. But if you took a moment and reread that sentence above the scarecrow, it says there's a consumer direct value add solution. So we have a shiny object that the consumers come to. It attracts top realtor referral partners because they want to be involved. And it's all within this larger network of a nonprofit relocation grant and down payment assistance program. And it's all interrelated to an essential employee relocation network. So it's a long sentence, but I like the sentence because it's a consumer direct value add solution with top realtor referral partners in an essential employee relocation network. And now here's the funny thing. We were spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to run this operation for this MBA. And what we're able to do for you is to license an exclusive territory from $100 a month. And I think that's become sort of the antidote, the antidote for having people not be committed. Like if you own an exclusive territory, then you personally, as the MLO, have a vested interest, and you own all the realtors that are in that territory. We don't allow another mortgage company to market themselves within your exclusive territory, and that's really, really key for us. So I think it's a solution that is meeting the needs of many, many mortgage bankers across the country, and I think this screen will show you why. The Hero Benefits Network allows our realtors and our human resources directors, meaning the people who run the police department or the people that run the fire department or the people that run the hospital district, we allow those employees to register for benefits with the Hero Benefits Network. And that's happening all over the country. I just closed the deal in Kansas City. I've got a big thing happening in Texas next week. I've got amazing stuff in Houston. A lot of deals that have already closed for cross-country mortgage in Connecticut. And what we do essentially is we match a realtor up to that lead, right? Now, if you ever want to see what we do with our realtors, and you'll be managing a bunch of realtors in your portal, with us, but we essentially teach the realtors a process. 1, 2, 3. It's, hey, why did you register? Where are you thinking about moving to? Are you renting now? Do you own now? Is this the first time you bought a house? I mean, there's a standard set of questions that we teach the realtor on the wants and needs analysis. In order to protect you from wasting time, we don't disposition the loan in any way, but we vet the loan against common red flags. Have you had a bankruptcy in the last few years? Do you have any judgments against you? Do you owe any child support? Are you a citizen? All the general, what we used to call knockout questions that we would train our loan partners, or we would train our MLOs, junior MLOs. We want the vetting red flag system to step in. And again, they're not going to disposition the loan. They're just going to gain that information for you before they send it on over to you. So they're going to do wants and needs analysis. They're going to do vetting for red flags. And then they're going to say something nice like this. Why don't we find out how much you qualify for? Why don't we find out how much of a grant you qualify for? The grant is calculated based on their mortgage pre-qualification. We at Hero Benefits Network can't determine the amount of their grant without a mortgage professional pulling credit and pre-qualifying their debt to income ratio. So essentially, the pre-qualification purchase referral leaves our realtor only after wants and needs analysis, vetting for red flags, and relocation grant offers made. If the customer is buying in through those 3 steps, then and only then would we refer the customer over to you for what's called a pre-qualification purchase referral. So if that kind of stuff interests you, we believe this is the easiest damn job in real estate. I think it's very, very easy to close consumers for some loyalty and appreciation without too much trouble, because there's a large, sometimes $10,000 relocation grant attached to this. And I'm going to show you how all that works over the next few minutes. Remember, this is not a certification. Our certifications happens once a week live, and then it also happens on demand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But the certification is a great place for you to dig into the granular detail and understand the product a little bit better. We do orientation, and that's just to show you all our marketing portal. We do social media scripting. We do video teleprompter work where we leverage the power of video with our realtor partners. And key to coaching today is more about growing production. So I want to focus more rubber meets the road production things here over the next few minutes as we get to know each other better. But we've become a national player in essential employee relocation because we've got a gimmick or a unique selling proposition, right? It would be difficult to just open up a mortgage, real estate, and title network and not have any barb on the hook. We wouldn't have anything sticky, I'd like to say that the sales culture, the continuum of the sales culture, from the initial point of contact to the realtor's wants and needs analysis to the pre-qualification referral, has to be seamless. We all have to share a common, unique selling proposition, right? Or else, why would the consumer stay to get pre-qualified with a realtor wants and needs analysis, and then they send them over to? We would lose some of them without this barb on the hook, right? This golden guardrails, I think, is a good way of explaining it. And the consumer is voluntarily participating. They have 100% freedom of choice with the vendors they use. They just happen to pick our vendors because our vendors are the vendors that are serving and giving back to the Hero Benefits Network. So obviously, if you're a teacher and the realtor, the mortgage banker, and the title company were the ones giving to the Hero Benefits Network, then you'd probably choose to be loyal to them unless their pricing was off or maybe the mortgage banker was a jerk. I don't know. But we've experienced 100% capture rate on mortgage through the first 9 months or so of transaction volume. And remember, the relocation grant never has to be repaid. So when I walk into a hospital district, I don't have to call it it's not a loan. I don't even have to introduce myself as a realtor. I'm a Hero Benefits Network director, and we have a relocation grant that's available for your nurses if they need to move. So I want to cover the mortgage math for a few minutes, and then I'm going to share with you what we're going to be doing together in realtor engagement. And then I'm going to encourage you to get to know our team a little bit better. Randy Nemiroff is the Chief Connection Officer. He's the guy who goes out and builds relationships with the Police Benevolent Association, the Fraternal Order of Police, the Teachers Union, and the Firefighter Union. Carrie runs operations for the Hero Benefits Network, and my name is Russ on the far right of your screen. I'm handling everything to do with sales orientation, sales process, and relationship between the mortgage bankers and the real estate agents. I make a lot of those introductions. Devin Pinches is our membership director. And make no mistake, there's a 1/4 point pledge from you. You know, if you want to know how the down payment assistance is structured, we take a donation from the realtor, a donation from the mortgage banker, and a donation from the title company. And all three of those donations combine to make the down payment assistance at 0.0015. Now, don't worry if you're a compliance buff. We have navigated the compliance with some of the largest lenders in America. And there's 3 ways you can give the 25 bips to the consumer. The consumer can get that on this closing statement as a lender credit, or you can make a tax deductible donation to Hero Benefits Network, and we will use that donation to curate the relocation grant or the down payment assistance for the Hero. The money really piles up for the Hero when they list one with us and sell and buy one from us. So why some of our realtors, I hope you catch this, some of our realtors are thrilled with relocation grants because it's a great sticky wicket for attracting listings. If you don't know anything else about the real estate industry, you know that there's no listings right now. So if you're a Coldwell Banker, Accenture, Tornado, Remax guy, you got to go out and get listings. Well, the best way to get listings in 2025 is to offer essential employees relocation grants. We believe the inauguration's happening right now, and we don't believe that defund the police is going to be a big thing in the next 4 years. Back the Blue is becoming a big play. So a lot of our nonprofit work is at the Police Benevolent Association, the Fraternal Order of Police, the Sheriff's Office, and we're going out and getting these cops to understand the opportunity to list their home for relocation with us. We believe that veterans, firefighters, and EMT deserve it. Obviously, teachers and first responders deserve it. And we're also kind of planning for a March 2025 uptick in volume because we've got a bunch of veteran groups and associations that we brought on, and we're already seeing leads come in. In fact, a bunch of leads came in yesterday while I was on the computer at 7-8 o'clock at night on a Sunday. So really exciting time for us to see this groundswell of interest from the essential employees of the counties that you guys serve. One of the things I always encourage a mortgage banker to do is just go on ChatGPT and ask, how many nurses work in my county? And you'll see these staggering numbers. How many cops? How many firefighters? How many teachers? And when you really cross-section all of the essential employees, you find out that it's about 1/3 of all the humans that live in your county are essential employees. And then, probably if you added veterans to it, you might even get up to about 45-50% of the people that are in your county. So most of the people, or at least a very large percentage of the people that live in the county that you served qualify for our relocation grants. I hope you catch this. It's really important that you do, because Homes for Heroes doesn't do this. We're going to take the realtor donation, the title donation, and the mortgage donation, and we're curating it to become the down payment assistance. And in bold on the far right of your screen, that's the magic word right there. One-stop shop. We create a one-stop shop. Because imagine if you were a cop and you were buying your first house and you had a $4,600 down payment assistance check coming. Of course you would stay in network. It wouldn't make sense to go outside of network unless the rates were a ripoff, which that would be ridiculous. You wouldn't treat a cop poorly on rate. I don't think. If you did, you probably wouldn't be part of the network very long. But relocation grants are a little more complicated, because the firefighter might be selling a $300,000 house and buying a $400,000 house. So when that firefighter registers with us, they get a voucher that's good for $7,600. And that down payment assistance or relocation grant is contingent upon the successful transactional funding with our approved vendors. Remember, I said 100% freedom of choice. So let's say the firefighter's sister worked for Chase Mortgage, and he said, I can't do the deal without my sister. It would be rude. Well, he would forego the 25 basis points then that he was going to get as part of his 7,600. So his little asterisk would say 7,600 minus $840. So it would be, it would end up to be like 6,800 instead. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about a friend of mine in Pennsylvania who called me in advance, reached out to me in advance and asked me advice before he or she was going to, I'm not naming names, was going to hire his loan partner. And he's been trained by Carl White, and he's a big shot. So he thinks, I'm going to spend $36,000 a year on a business development loan partner. So he hires this 20-something girl. He has to pay her benefits. He is responsible for training her. And, every once in a while, these work out. Like some loan partners become loan officers for you later on down the road, and you become a branch manager and they work for you. But in this particular situation, the MLO invested about 60 hours shadowing and training the business development partner. And after 4 months, no production was added. They met some people, but nobody ever did any deals. So after spending about $12,000 of the $36,000, he fired his business development loan partner and he had to start over. I'm going to give you another solution. An MLO can pay $225, which is a $100 zip code exclusively HBN, plus a $125 MLO Works Partner account. Now you've got $225 invested a month instead of $3,000 a month. Okay. And we go to the Board of Realty with you, and we get the Board of Realty to agree to do a nonprofit HBN monthly meeting. And you'd be shocked how hungry these boards of realty are to promote the nonprofit down payment assistance and relocation grants. You can imagine they're in the value add business, right? They've got to add value to their members. So when we come along and say, hey, we can do a monthly lunch and learn at the board for a nonprofit down payment assistance program, and they say, yes, please do that. Then you're going to have this other partner called a title partner who's a part of the nonprofit. And they're also going to be out collaborating. They're going to be promoting. And they're going to be helping you and the Board of Realty fill those seats every month. So, if I had a loan partner for $3,000 a month, I would expect them to host lunch and learns and partner up with a title company and get those, what we used to call butts in the seats, right? Got to get butts in the seats, right? Got to get 50 realtors there that day. But on the right-hand side of the continuum, this MLO who hired the business development manager for $3,000 a month didn't get any production after 4 months, where I could pretty much stand on, well, I'm a betting man, so just call me on the side. We'll make a bet. The title partner, you made this Board of Realty brunch. So the Board of Realty brunch that you created is called Essential Employee Crisis: How Realtors Can Help. If that was the only fucking thing I gave you today, you'd be way better off because of it. And I don't care how much production you do in your life. If you just went to the Board of Realty and you said, hey, I want to have a luncheon about the essential employee crisis and how realtors can help, you'd become one of the most important mortgage bankers in your county. Okay? Because everybody in your county knows there's an essential employee relocation issue happening, a crisis, and all the realtors need to understand it. So if that's the only thing that came out of our relationship, you're welcome, and we'd have fun. But we also have a program that we're going to do at the title company called List to Last, which is a 2025 Realtor Roadmap. And this is all about the aspects of the NAR settlement that are affecting the buyer's agents versus the listing agents. So remember, we have a title partner, and they've decided that once a month they're going to host the Realtor Roadmap, List to Last. Okay? Now, if that was the only thing we did together, you'd do a lot more business in the next 3 months. But we're also going to do another event at the Board of Realty called Agents in Action, where realtors can come to learn the advanced sales process of people like Mark Bain or Lori Finkelstein-Reeder or Rob D. There's about 50 realtors, most of them came out of Craig Proctor's camp, if you ask me, that really understand advanced selling. All you have to do is call Mark Spain's office and tell him that you want to sell a house, and you'll learn their sales process, right? So it's not like we had to do a lot of due diligence. We just call Mark Spain, tell him we want to list a house, and find out what his sales process is. That's what I did with Marta Dupree back in Parkland, Florida, back in 1986. I called the top listing agent in Parkland, and I told her we wanted to sell our house. We got to find out everything she had to say and when she said it, and ask her questions about her commissions and her listing terms, and ask her everything about where she markets homes. So realtors are really, really excited for all three of these events. But mortgage bankers, especially the arrogant mortgage bankers that made $1 million a year during 2022, they don't want to do this shit anymore, do they? They don't want to do Board of Realty brunches. They don't want to do title company luncheons. They don't want to do Board of Realty Agents in Action events. So what we have to do is show you how just the essential employee crisis and how realtors can help would bring realtors together at your Board of Realty or at the little La Quinta down the street, wherever you want to do it. And that these essential employee crisis programs that we do nationally for the boards of realty are really, really important for the local realtors. They want to be educated about this stuff. So, it's a great side-by-side comparison of how our platform really accelerates production without the risk of having to hire, train, and pay the benefits for a business development loan partner. And when I mentioned the arrogant $1 million plus guys that were banging it at 3% mortgage rates, right? That's all fine and good, except now the interest rates are at 7 and 6.5, and you can't do the same amount of business with the same amount of arrogance. You got to actually get intimate and go back and start building relationships again. So going to the Board of Realty, going to the title company, going to do these events is what we're going to be doing together. Now, if the first step of our relationship is data, we want to make sure that in your county, and in most counties this is the case, if we have to do 2 or 3 counties to accumulate 400 real estate agents, we will. But we want about 400 real estate agents in your campaign. We're going to social media attack them or email them. We run a text network called Twilio. We're going to go after the realtors through private invitations. We're going to slide into their DMs. We're going to send them emails. And we're also going to let the Board of Realty and the title company send an invitation. So remember, the cumulative effect now is that you've got 400 real estate agents that are getting these invitations for your upcoming events. And I'd like you to just make a side note that the word teamerage has become a really big deal for us. We're starting to learn how we help our team leaders recruit and retain agents through the Hero Benefits Network. So make sure about 25 of your 400 are either broker owners or team leaders. So let's say you suck at this and you only had 15 agents show up for lunch. And then we did the event at the title company and you sucked again and you only had 15 people show up. Oh, and then you did a third one. Like I said, you had 15 people show up. Well, if I stapled your tongue to your bottom lip, you would make a dozen friends through that. Okay. Even if you were the least charismatic, least talented, least knowledgeable, least experienced, least kind person, you would still meet a couple people at 45 agents come to lunch with you, right? So you'd end up with 45 real estate professionals that have gone through your hopper by March 17th, 2025. And I use that date because I'm Irish. My name's Fitzpatrick, and I'm going down to a St. Patrick's Day party. But if you had 45 referral partners, each of them has an exclusive relationship to you because they want to be inside the Hero Benefits Network. And if they're going to join the Hero Benefits Network and you own the exclusive zip code, they're linked to you because they're in network. Okay. And I hope that makes a lot of sense. If you ever want to know what we do with our title partners and you ever want to know what we do with our realtors, we invite you to come and learn the presentation for the realtors because many of our mortgage bankers are evolving to becoming brand ambassadors for us. They really enjoy this work. And if you're a mortgage banker that enjoys this work, we want you to understand it better and be able to talk to the realtors more effectively yourself. But my model's different than Homes for Heroes model. We're going to be doing title companies at the statewide level, mortgage companies at the countywide level, and realtors at the zip code level. So you break down any state by state, county, zip. And this effectively creates production pods within these counties. So you would end up with maybe 20, 30, 40 realtors that are inside of your HBN portal. And then we would continue to certify real estate agents as, some agents came in, you may have enough business and not need to certify anymore. But we need enough coverage in your county to serve the human resources directors, the chiefs, the principals, and the military personnel. Now, I'm going to give you a call to action here in just a second, but I'm just going to show you this. If you've already seen it, I apologize, but I think it's the heart of the matter. Spending $100,000 a month of this dude's money, we never closed a full 2%. We never got 2% closings because we were trying to do a national audience of realtors. Remember, I told you we would send it out to the realtor after credit pull, but we very rarely got the realtor and the consumer to do a deal together. It was heartbreaking for him. I kept telling him it wasn't going to work, but he wouldn't change his mind. Now look at when we get them from realtors. When we get them from realtors, we talk to live 97% of the people. We do wants and needs analysis. We pull credit on 3/4 of the people we do. And about 20%, actually more like 24% of all the credit pulls we do that are realtor referred go to closing. 24% of realtor referred goes to closing. I know that for a fact. But early data inside the Hero Benefits Network is showing 19%. So not that far off from a traditional realtor referred deal, but I don't have to pay Zillow. I don't have to pay realtor.com. I don't have to pay LendingTree. I don't have to pay Google. So we're seeing very close to the credit pull to closing ratio that big companies see from realtor collaboration, but we're actually seeing it in a one-stop shop without any lead spend. So it's very, very exciting time for us. The golden handcuffs are simply this. Once you pre-qualify the consumer, our nonprofit issues a relocation grant voucher. So when that couple is shopping for their home, they're thinking within the context of in-network realtor relationship, meaning we already have a realtor, we already have our mortgage, and we get $9,729 if we list and sell our house with them, right? That's just, the grant. So of course they're thinking loyalty, and this is really hopefully the lesson for you and why I can implore you to put effort in here. Right? This is where I think you should be putting your effort. We've got an employee relocation network that attaches to a nonprofit that gathers real estate agents for you, feeds the mortgage banker from the real estate agents, has a title partner, does the fundings, does the donations, funds the grant, and the hero. So we are the ones who built the golden guardrails around our sales funnel. By offering a relocation grant or a down payment assistance to the hero, we find that loyalty increases. So without further ado, I will move to an opportunity for you to ramp up your realtor production and coin the phrase ramp at realtor affiliate marketing program. That's exactly what this is. And at the risk of sounding like an asshole, realtor production follows realtor engagement. So some of you are interested in realtor referred purchase business, but you're not doing any consistent, compelling realtor engagement. So if you want to hit pay dirt at the end of the ramp program, got to do the realtor affiliate marketing program. So here's what we're proposing. We're proposing that we collaborate with you on a title company in your market, and we build an actual four-legged stool called a one-stop shop. It will not, just like BNI, if you've ever been at BNI, it's exactly how it works. There's one mortgage banker, one title company, our nonprofit, and then a whole bunch of realtors. So we don't let another mortgage company in to these in-network solutions. The consumer always has freedom of choice, but you're the only mortgage banker that's working with these realtors and title companies to provide the Hero Benefits Network leg. The one-stop shop will target 400 real estate agents in your market to bring them to these events. In the events I mentioned, we had one called Agents in Action, which is going to be going down in Houston pretty soon. We had another one going down in Hickory. We're going to be doing an event in Hickory. We did an event in Fort Lauderdale not too long ago. And what happens is the realtors show up and they sign up, okay? The agents sign up. It's not like you got to take them out to Starbucks, sit down and go over the Jennifer Duplessis goal-setting coffee talk system or the Carl White, questions, or you don't have to do the Rick Ruby stuff. All you got to do is, say, do you want to handle nonprofit down payment assistance and reload network with us here? And the agents say yes. So I'm going to end on this and make an offer to you that you can't refuse. I've been doing this for 37 years. I've managed one of the largest real estate brokerages in the country. And I also ran Annie Mac Works, the real estate productivity platform, for 14 years. And I can tell you without reservation that your organization cannot close deals for less than 25 bips. You're not going to be able to produce transaction volume for less than 25 bips. So you could go to LendingTree, you could go to Zillow, you could go to Realtor.com, but you would spend more than 25 bips to get enough deals to close each deal. You follow me? And that's why we came up with this. This is a pain-free mechanism for our mortgage bankers. Because now you can just donate 25 bips after closing, and you just had to pay for your exclusive zip code. $100 a month. That's a pretty damn good figure. So I'm going to close you hard right now. If you gave me $3,600, you would own that zip code for 3 years, right? And in 3 years' time, every single essential employee, every single realtor, and the title company would all be working in network with you. So it's a $3,600 investment for 3 years, paid out month to month, right? I don't understand. Like, how could that be? There could be no way that you could achieve more production for less money. And I've been in the spend a dime, make a dollar business since 1986, meaning I have to create an environment where you could spend $1,200 a year and make not less than $12,000 back. I have to create an environment when you could spend $3,600 for 3 years, and you'd make at least $36,000 back in 3 years. And if you understand this mathematics, our numbers are going to be a lot better than that. So if you're interested in joining up or getting to work, you can go to herobenefitsnetwork.org and schedule your realtor event. Give us the name and number of the Board of Realty. I'll call them myself. Give me the name and number of the title company that you want to nominate. I'll call them myself. I will roll up my sleeves and go to work with you if you decide to support the Hero Benefits Network. This is a nonprofit 501c3. Carrie, myself, and Randy have not taken a paycheck since we've opened the place, nor do we intend to. This is a project that we're doing to grow a 40,000 agent realtor network. That's what we're doing. We're in the process of building out 40,000 realtors. Now, within the context of those 40,000 realtors, there's only going to be about 1,000 mortgage bankers, because the mortgage bankers are going to be serving about 40 agents each. And then in that context of that, there's only going to be one title company, and that title company is going to be serving the MLOs and the realtors. So if you're interested in getting involved or interested in getting to work, go to herobenefitsnetwork.org and we'll get right to work with you. Thanks again.